Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today I'm reviewing a AKUMAKA watch. I hope I said that correctly. This is the casing for it. This is the box that it comes in. You do get this gray band with it to put on with a little quick connects, and you get this magnetic one, which I prefer the most. This thing's $35 right now for this smartwatch that you can make calls and talk on it through calls with it. But we're going to get into some of the details. But for $35 right now, the two bands alone would probably cost you that if you bought them on here without the smartwatch, which is crazy. But let's get into some specs. I'll show you around on this and whether or not you should buy it for the 35 bucks, which a link will be down in the YouTube description. So this is a 1.85 inch Bluetooth Android smartwatch. It has a fitness tracker, heart rate and blood pressure, sleep monitoring, IP68 waterproof resistance, which I have submerged this. I've had this for like 2 months too. You've probably seen this through a few videos, and I have done everything with it to try and damage it on purpose because I wanted to see if it would scratch, if it would crack. I bumped it up against railings. I've done all the yard work. Anything physical, labor work involved has been done with this watch. So it's been holding up pretty well. It uses like a third-party app, which the app is called Dekefit, D-E-K-E-F-I-T, is the Android app. And it's pretty generic and basic, but it gives you all your stats and steps and all that information that you would need in a smartwatch. And I keep telling everybody asks, what smartwatch do you recommend? And I'm like, don't go for anything fancy, just notifications, sleep tracking. If it has an oxygen sensor on there, that's great, whatever, O2 sensor. But the sleep tracking is good, notifications are good, stepping, exercise, stuff like that's good. Everything else is just trying to get you to buy it and no need for it. You get heart rate, sleep, blood oxygen level, which is cool. You get your sports section, which will track where you run and what you're doing and all kinds of stuff like that. You do get customer support, and you got a spot to link up your device. And when you link up your device, it'll show you your battery percentage, which you can get from a pull down here, but also it shows you everything that the watch has to offer. Heart rate, blood oxygen, call reminders, app reminders, and raise your hand to activate. You can turn that off or on. I leave it off just for battery saving purposes. You get universal settings, which has a whole host of things in there, and your units, your firmware upgrades, all that kind of stuff. And this is a super bright screen on this thing. You get a QR code to activate your warranty. You get a complete manual. Everything is in this. Of course, through the app, you do get a summary report, so you can look at that over time and see how you're trending, which is fantastic to do for your health. Even if you're not into fitness, this will give you an idea of where you're at health-wise, and that involves your sleep, your oxygen, your fitness levels from your day-to-day life. If you don't exercise, that's still important to know. There's 100+ sport modes available. So if you're doing a certain sport, you can select that and it'll try to adapt. If you're looking for something that has GPS built in that can stand alone without your phone, this one's not going to do it. It's going to really rely on your phone for a lot of information. But keep in mind, it's under $40, which is pretty crazy. It's sports, life, and household waterproof. So anything in that world, I've submerged this for quite a period of time and it's been fine, so it works. This is for remote shutter, for your camera taking abilities there, for remote shuttering, if that makes sense. So you can take pictures with it. You can, of course, go come on here and go, where is my phone? And that is a handy thing, and it will ring your phone. You do get a little calculator on here. You can get password protection for this if you want to. And you do get battery life. It says up to 7 days, maybe if you strip everything off, but everything powered on and going, I get 4 days. You do get emergency SOS on here that you can select, and whoever you have deemed as SOS, it will call. They say there's 33 magnets in here in this soft silicone, and I have worn this and tried to maybe make it fall off through activities, reach my hand in my pocket and stuff. It has kind of loosened up on me like 3 times, but I've never dropped it. I recognize it. But I know that's a risk that I'm taking for this level of comfort, and what it does is allows it to not be so tight on here like this strap. Like, you have to pick one of these holes. This one, you just kind of slap it on there, and ever how big your wrist is, it automatically gets the perfect tension on there to get the right readings. You do get Bluetooth 5.3 built into this, which is great. It can get you that long range. It says 20 meters away, and you can still access your phone and make your calls, answer your calls and stuff through this. It has the Bio 4.0 sensor, Pro sensor on here. It's for your heart rate, oxygen levels, all that kind of stuff. That's the sensor that's in here. Compatible with Android 5.0 and iOS 9 and above. I don't have an iOS device. I only have Android, so I can only speak for Android. If it says it works for iOS, take its word for it. I guess it does, but I know it works for Android. Now, it does say that it has a 1.85-inch Ultra HD screen, IPS wide vision. So I guess you can look at it from an angle, and you can, and it doesn't change the color of it, which is good. It holds its color accuracy. Saturation looks good. It's 368 by 448 high resolution. So it looks very good. There's a little default image of the moon that I kept on here because I liked it the best out of all of them. And it looks very detailed on this watch. Now let's scroll through this phone coming from the top. If you want to activate the phone, there it is. When it rings, it'll ring onto here. You can deactivate it from that, which is very nice. All this stuff you can activate. This is how your apps will be laid out when you go to them. You flick up here in just a second. This is Do Not Disturb. Whoop. This is nighttime, sleepy time. But it also says when you go to sleep, you can kind of put this into sleep mode. Brightness. I'll put it all the way down because if I increase this all the way up, it's super bright, but I'll do it for this video. You can see this in 99.9% of the time, unless you're wearing polarized sunglasses. Kind of gets in the way and you need your... That's the only thing I wish it had was auto brightness, but it doesn't have that. Find my phone. There it is. Works. I hope you heard that. Flashlight mode. Whoop. If you get water issues, you can help drain out. It'll vibrate, help drain out those speaker holes and ports and stuff on here. That's for the watch to turn on whenever I raise it up. And that is it as far as settings goes. There's the moon that I talked about with the steps I have for the day. And here's the app layout that you can change right here. So you can change that to there, and boom, it's laid out like that. Or if you want it more organized like that, then there's all, see the SOS. There's your settings, which you can pretty much password protect, QR code there to set it up. Weather, which is nice. Sleep, heart rate, call, all that stuff is there. And you go to the right, your beats per minute, blood oxygen level, music, weather, all that kind of stuff. To the left, you got a little mini bar that you can pull up for quick access. So that's pretty much the extent of it. It's very cool, snappy, and the screen looks dang good. So in closing, the AKUMAKA watch right here, which will be linked down in the YouTube description below, is phenomenal for the price. It's hard to believe that it only costs like $35. That is crazy for how snappy it is, how bright the screen is. You get 4 days of battery life, which is cool. Waterproof, oxygen, beats per minute, sleep monitoring, fitness, GPS through your phone, all the stuff that you really need, the magnet, and this. I can't complain. And it's got a magnetic charging cable that just snaps right on, so you don't have to plug anything in. It's just magnet to charge. There's really nothing bad to say about this for the price. Yeah, I wish it had auto dimming abilities or auto brightness for this, just to make it easier for me not to have to flip down and take the brightness up to see what time it is when I'm wearing polarized sunglasses outside in the daylight. Other than that, all the way down on the brightness, and it works to help prolong that battery life. I can't complain. If you need something for notifications, a little work watch, you don't want to damage your good watch, this is the one to get. It's fantastic. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified on the next product review I got coming out. See ya.